Okay, Namaste everybody. By Sri Lord Sri Krishna's grace, we have completed the analysis of chapter 3. And today's class, we will do a complete revision of chapter 3. And what we will do is we will chant it as it goes and then see the meaning part by part. And way that to understand a complete essence of a chapter in Bhagavad Gita is to first to see the context of the previous verses, because Gita has got that continuity chain that we must grasp it, because that is that's very key to unravel the messages of this particular chapter, and also have the essence taken for the next chapter. Okay, and so in this chapter, as we stand in between, or say chapter 3, we divide that into some discrete portions, because they are covered in that particular, normally followed by a doubt by Arjuna. Sometimes Krishna himself starts teaching, but even in Krishna's teaching, there are some discrete parts by which the meaning is to be taken and to be assimilated and brought into practical use. That's how the Gita's application will come in a concise manner, and people have gone through a lot of them in the last batch as well. You would have seen that's how you can relate one chapter to the other chapter, and the Gita's essence flows in automatically without we having to kind of infuse it, because that's how it is. It's a very natural process, the Krishna's teaching. So in this also, there are coming back to this particular chapter, there are 43 shlokas. And the 43 shlokas, we will divide it into 5 discrete portions. 43 shlokas, we will divide it into 5 discrete portions, because you have all revised it. That's why I'm saying, so you can just quickly recollect it, and then we will go through in detail. So the first one is first 3 shlokas, 1 to 3, which are first 2 shlokas being the Arjuna's doubt from the previous shloka, which we have to see, and the third shloka is Bhagavan Uvacha, Bhagavan's reply to that, after which he is going to explain the meaning of the whole chapter. So that's one portion, Arjuna's doubt and Krishna's answer, 3 shlokas. So we can put it as a Arjuna Samshaya Prarambha. That's one. Just put it in kind of a Sanskritam word, that's all. Then from verse number 4 to 16, I'll quickly go, so then from this shloka number 4 to shloka number 16, Evam Pravartitam, is what we call Karma Yoga Rambaha. So for all of us to start the Karma Yoga, because the chapter 2 is consisted of all of them, Karma Yoga, what it is, But here, Karma Yoga Rambaha, for the beginners of the Karma Yoga, what we should know as essence and the first step, how we have to take, and to get that alignment. So it's a Karma Yoga Rambaha for Karma Yogi, because Krishna will divide into 2 paths, which again, this is what follows. This is what is applicable to 99.99% of the people, which is that blue bucket, 9 to 5 people, which are normal people, which is this Karma Yoga Rambaha for the Karma Yogi. And the verse number 17 and 18 only is for the Sankhya Yoga, Sankhyanam Jnana Yoga. Just 2. Bhagavan will only explain 2, because that's really, for them it's different, and that's not the real focus. But Krishna will keep both sides, because you need to have a holistic vision, but have the direction where you have to go. It is like this, you are traveling in a big road. You need to see the traffic coming in the opposite direction, but you can't concentrate too much on that. You have to concentrate this, but you just have to glance it. Okay, that's it, that's gone. Or there is a barricade and I'm going in my road. You're not going to see where he is going, because you will dash. Similarly, as a Karma Yogi, this is my path. There is a Jnana Yogi who is going in a different path. Maybe he is going different, flying over or anything. But we know there is a Jnana Yogi in a different path, and I can't go to that path. He's just crossing, or he is going in it's a different perspective. It's a contextual reference, that's all. But my path is Karma Yogi, I'm going to go. But you need to give the perplex of other path, so you don't accidentally go into the wrong side. That is where Krishna is always giving. Other side of it, sometimes just a glimpse of it. That's why he's giving 17 and 18 in a very short one, because that's not our focus. And then from 19 onwards to 35, which is Mai Sarvani, no, 19 to almost 35, yeah. This portion is what I'm going to call it as Adhyatma Chetasa Karma Yoga. Adhyatma Chetasa Karma Yoga. Because in this one, why I brought the word Adhyatmaka? Because that has the epitome of chapter and the verse number 30. Mai Sarvani Karmani Sanyasya Adhyatma Chetasa. That is a key. Sanyasya Atma Adhyatma Chetasa. That word number 1, because that Adhyatma Chetasa is common for both in that Loka Sangraha Jnani who has come through Jnana Yogam or for the beginners. So this is where it is covering both Jnana Yogi who was, Karma Yogi who has become a Jnani, and also for a Karma Yogi who is starting. So this is applicable for both. We should not think that, okay, it's Loka Sangraham. This is for Loka Sangraha, so it is for people who are Jnani. Maybe I'm not a Jnani. What am I going to do? Loka Sangraha? It's not for me, no. But you get a view of both of them. And there are a lot of messages teaching for all Karma Yogi in this. That's why putting it as a Adhyatma Chetasa Karma Yoga from verse number 19 to 35, which is about 17 shloka. And then from verse number 36, from Arjuna's doubt again, like how he saw Sthita Prajna last chapter, this one is what we call as Kamakrodau Jitopaya. Upaya. For what upaya? Kamakrodau Jita upaya. Jitopaya. Kamakrodau Jita upayam, because they are the biggest obstacle for a karma yogi. So Bhagavan is again giving us that beautiful tips in this to get over that, and that's very important. So Bhagavan is giving, this is the beautiful essence of the whole karma yoga. 5 parts I told you, 36 to 43, the last one, which are 8 verses. So that finishes the 43. So now we'll start from the beginning and go through this. So I will let people to chant themselves. I'm not going to repeat because the time will then go on chanting and repeating. So Damayanti ji, I'm going to request you to go to unmute. You got to unmute and chant the first 3 verses. You chant it. I leave you to chant it.
Unmute.
Yes. From Arjuna Uvacha, you chant. Yeah, 3 slokas, everything. Arjuna Uvacha, from start. No, we can't hear you. You have to unmute. Now think, वापस mute हो गया. No, वापस mute हो गया जी. Sometimes it goes to mute, always, I don't know, sometimes it gives unmute here. Try once more, no problem. ठीक है. Oh my, what happening? Yeah, do it.
I did it unmute.
Yeah, now it's okay. Go ahead. Again it went to mute. What happening? Is it mine or yours? I don't know. No, it's again gone to mute.
Is it okay now?
Yes, it's okay now.
Okay. Arjuna Uvacha Jayasi Cheta Karmanyasте Mata Bhutir Chanardana Tat Kim Karmani Kore Mam Niyojayasi Kesava Vyamisrenev Vakyena Buddhim Mohayasiva Me Tadekam Vada Nischitya Yena Sreyohamapyuyam. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Lokesmin Dvivita Nishta Pura Prokta Mayanaka Gnana Yogena Sakhyanam Karma Yogena Yoginam.
Okay, thank you. Dhanyavadaha. So Krishna is asking, I'm not going to go word by word, no Anvayam, just follow the meaning, because the essence is the most thing. So Arjuna has got from the teachings from the chapter number 2, he got all the Adhyatma. We are not going to complete it. What's the thing was this? He saw that there is a Shreyas Bhagavan is saying. So in that moksha margam, Arjuna is very, very confident he wants that moksha. And he knows that is the dukkha, shoka, nivaranam is there in that atmajnanam and in that moksham that he wants to attain. But that moksha jnanam, he was very clearly also able to see from the sthita prajna and from the atma jnanam. And between both of them, he also wanted to samatva buddhi yoga, karmanyevadikaraste and everything. But in the karmanyevadikaraste and all that portion, though he said samatva buddhi yogam, kushalaha and everything, he was not able to directly see the means to that shreyas. So what he is directly seeing, so he is getting confused between the goal and the purpose. He is seeing the goal clearly, that's my goal post, but the purpose seems to be more for him aligned towards the Jnana Margam, because Krishna's teaching in the Sadapragya was directed towards it, but he is not able to see that goal post going to the Karma Yoga. So he is asking, look, I'm very much interested in this thing. Shreya, that's why, I'm a bit confused between these two paths. I'm able to see the end through this sannyasa yoga, jnana yoga marga, but not through karma yoga. So, but you want me to go to karma yoga, which is better, really, I don't know. That's his doubt. I'm not able to see the goal post. I'm able to see the goal, something that you showed me on top, but I'm able to see it directly in that jnana marga, in the red bucket, but not in the karma yoga marga. So how am I to see what is better? Because I want to start. So Arjuna, so Krishna says in that one, see, there are two paths for sure. That there is a Sankhya, the Jnana Yoga for the Sankhya's means the sannyasis, and there's a Karma Yoga for yogi. That is what I want you to be. Okay, but he says that, and also these two paths are discrete, they run parallel. As I told you, you cannot go on the other side of the road. You cannot put both sides, and you cannot be saying you cannot have two legs on two path, only you can go on one path. And there are applicable rules for each path. And he said, for you, Arjuna, that Karma Yoga path is the right path. And now, at that path, this is a path for your Shreyas. And in this chapter is where I will explain you where the Shreyas is there for you and how you also going to get that upaya through that. So in fact, when you are saying this, you should also immediately go and see for words like Shreyaha, and you would see that directly in say for example, Devan Bhavayatanena Tevam Shreya Paramavapsyata. So 11th chapter, the verse 11 also he says Shreya Paramavapsyata, even Devan Bhavayatanena. What answer is given? And also he will give you in Jayaha Swadharma, that also he will come and say. Okay, so the meaning that now we will, so Krishna is very clearly saying, for you Karma Yoga is the one, and though there are two discrete parts, Dvida Nishta, I'm not going to go to that one, that you already got in your mind because I've gone to a lot of class. And that is going to say for the Karma Yogi, and he is showing with the how to start the Karma Yoga. And that why Karma Yoga is so important. Okay, now, Yatish Bhaiya, can I ask you to unmute and chant about all the 13 or how much you want to chant? Yatish Bhaiya?
Yes, the Babaji.
Okay, I'll let you the pleasure of chanting all the 13 sloka from 4 to 16.
Yeah, I'll chant about 5 of them.
Okay, chant 5 of them. Okay, your choice, no problem. Na
karmanam anarambhat naishkarmyam purusho shunate nacha samnyasya deva siddhim samadhi gacchati nahi kaschit chanamapi jatu tistatya akarmakrit karyate hyavashaf karma sarvah prakritir jay gunaihi karmendriyani samyamya ya asate manasasran indriyarthan vimudatma mithyacharasa uchyate yastva indriyani manasa niyam yarbhate arjuna karmendriya karma yogam astaktasa vishishyate niyatam kuru karmatvam karma jayo hya karmanaha sharirayatra pichate na prasidyat akarmanaha.
Very good, very nice. So Srividya, can you start from 9 and then finish off up to the verse number 18? Sorry,
Okay.
16.
Are you?
Yeah. Please go ahead, Srividya.
Yeah. Okay. 1 second. यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र लोकोऽयं कर्म बन्धनः तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्तसङ्गः समाचर सह यज्ञाः प्रजा सृष्ट्वा पुरोवाच प्रजापतिः अनेन प्रसविष्यध्वम् एष वोऽस्मिष्टकामधुक् देवान् भावयतानेन ते देवा भावयन्तु वः परस्परं भावयन्तः श्रेयः परमवाप्स्यथ इष्टान् भोगान् हि वो देवा आस्यन्ते यज्ञभाविताः तैर्दत्तानप्रदायैभ्यः यो भुङ्क्तेस्तेन एव सः यज्ञशिष्टाशिनः सन्तो मुच्यन्ते सर्वकिल्बिषैः भुञ्जते ते त्वघं पापा ये पचन्त्यात्मकारणात्. Thank you.
Okay, finish it off 14, 15, 16. And also, Shubha,
14, 15.
16 also. See, when you said also,
Okay.
there is a papa ha. Okay, you
Okay.
forgot
Okay.
visarga because after the akaram, because there is a mridu vanjanam, it's a low, the visarga is lopam. Okay, so
Okay.
unjate te tvagam papaha, the same thing you
Ye
also
pachan.
Ishtan bovaya devan wo devaha. Here also you miss the visarga.
Okay.
Just to keep that in
Okay.
mind.
Okay.
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 Next.
Now 14 to 16.
Haji, yes.
Okay. अन्नाद् भवति भूतानि पर्जन्यादन्न सम्भवः यज्ञाद् भवति पर्जन्यः यज्ञः कर्म समुद्भवः कर्म ब्रह्मोद्भवं विद्धि ब्रह्माक्षर समुद्भवम् तस्मात् सर्वगतं ब्रह्म नित्यं यज्ञे प्रतिष्ठितम् एवं प्रवर्तितं चक्रम् नानुवर्तयतीह यः अघायुरिन्द्रिया रामः मोघं पार्थ स जीवति.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. So, from this karma yoga rambaha, from this verse number 4, Krishna is going to explain the efficacy of the karma yoga and how this is applicable for the most of us. So Krishna says, as I told you, these are two parallel paths, and the most of the path applicable to us is karma yoga rambaha. And the first step in karma yoga for us to take this is a pravritti marga, which is said, okay, which is an engagement process in our day-to-day life, because it's a very engaging process. That is a nivritti marga, which is a disengagement process of acquiring moksha. This is the engagement process of getting the moksha. That's the main thing. It's a complete engagement. So a lot of you got to be chief executive. That's the main thing. And in this engagement, only a person is not able to take a karma yoga and take a very small shift as going in the attached engagement because of only few reasons. Krishna is saying that indirectly in this. One is laziness. Another is escapism. That why? And another is disbelief. Meaning to say, what am I going to gain? Because in all this karma yoga, Bhagavan is saying is that you give up the fruits of action, you relinquish the fruits and everything, but you are not able to mix between the fruit and the goal. Our goal is always the fruits. And that the attachment comes on the action. So Krishna is going to dispel that. And he's saying, see, this is what is the main thing through the whole karma yoga. Somewhere there's a noise, I got it there. You see, in all the karma yoga, though you give up the fruits, it's not that you are not going to get any fruit. That is the main thing. that is the main disbelief. That's what I wanted to come. Only thing in this, the fruits comes paradoxically in a very infinite amount called Chitta Shuddhi, which is the moment we, what can I say, experience that Chitta Shuddhi, then the conviction Karma Yogam goes multifold. Until then, Swabhavikam, that is by that nature of one that we are coming to, yes, certainly there will be an impediment coming into Karma Yoga. Okay, so that's what Krishna wants to say, that your engagement as far as this life is concerned is always 100%, that nobody can be completely go into disengagement mode. That's also he is telling, from inaction. So that's what Arjuna is particular sthiti is, right? So he's saying, look, life and action are inseparable for everybody, even for a jnani. Life and actions are inseparable by nature. Okay, and that is impelled by nature. That's part of the Prakriti. Nobody's outside of that. But it's all our alignment of our actions into that functional entities within and without. I mean, with inside and outside. That's what all this Karma Yoga is about. That's what Krishna is bringing into this. And that, when that is very perfectly done, it gives an harmonious feeling to you and to the you generated outside as well. That's what Krishna is saying here. So, in fact, our main goal of Sanatana Dharma is that's what it is. Because ours is not really a religion. Why we call it as a dharma means it is this functional entities, this functional cycle that's been very, very well analyzed and being brought into a harmonious nature alignment from Chaturmukha Brahma to the lowest living being, because we are just in an in-between plane or stage. There are a lot of beings which are higher than us, and they've got a higher level of duty. And there are beings which are much lower than us, which may not have any duty at all. But you are in between, who got a lot more of responsibility, and you are able to get that moksham quickly as well in this birth. That's what Krishna is. That is why we call it as a dharma. And as far as this prakriti is there, the Sanatana Dharma will happen. So it is not like in other religion that it is just your individual focus and that you individually go to heaven or hell or nothing like that. That's completely negated. That's why our Sanatana Dharma is all about your welfare, for the welfare of others and for this world. Others' welfare is your welfare, and that is where this whole Karma Yoga is bound. Okay, so Krishna, I'll just quickly go through this. That's what it is. So Krishna says, for you to perform something like that, okay, and what you have to do is, Arjuna, tvam yat niyatam karma tat eva kuru, for doing that action. So what he's saying is, and what also niyatam means, that which are stipulated by the Shastras. And we said that action, which are divided into 4 portions or 4 different types. Nitya karma, which is periodical. Nitya means normally we say daily, but it is a time-bound actions. Time-bound actions which we cannot. This is a time-bound that has to be done in the time. Vihita kale, whatever that is stipulated time that action performed is a uttama. Okay, so there is a time. Then event-based or incidental-based karma, which is naimittikam. That nimitta means is an instrument. Meaning to say what has happened, that is incidental. Or some incident has happened, some event has happened, that we have to do it. That's a nimitta karma or naimittika karma, both. And the third karma is the kamya karma, which is a morally and legally something that we have to acquire and the people have to do or the king has to do. That is also very much required so that you propitiate and then you progenate, or we have that for the welfare of others as well, that we leave it for others and go everything, all those things. And then the last one is a prayaschitta karma, because knowingly or unknowingly we have done something, and that there is always there a upayam that is given. That's a prayaschitta karma. These 4. This niyata karma is what is where the starting point for all the karma yogi. So Krishna said why one should start with karma yoga, and that this 4 different type of karmas come. And Krishna is saying, even while doing this, Arjuna, this niyata karma or this dharma, all this is dharma, you do it as a yajnartat kuru. That Yagyamba is Vishnu here. Because so here, what is happening is Krishna goes into detail this evolution of this nature and how everything in this Brahman itself is that Krishnan, Sri Krishna, and that's how this you cannot, because you cannot actually, you are also doing indirectly for that Krishna only. Even when you see that I am doing it for my own enjoyment, even if you think that, but end of the day you realize that yes, that Krishna, that Parabrahman is what is also in me, and that I am offering, then the Chitta Shuddhi and this happens much quickly. So it becomes that, what can I say, a habit as if that everything I'm doing is Krishna Arpanam, actually becomes as well your own Arpanam as well. In the end, it does not, they don't vary, because you are not different from that Krishna. And that is the key one, to align himself to that or herself to that accordingly. And Krishna explains that whole thing with the samsara chakram. That's why he started right from there to say that, look, I am not different from this whole chakra vyuham. And that evam pravartitam chakram, that Krishna tries to explain from verse number 10. And he says, look, this evolutionary circle of this evolution circle of nature, living beings right from the highest being, which is Chaturmukha Brahma, who has started this creation, to the lowest one, duties are interdependent. And they mutually complement one another. No one, Surya Bhagavan also needs to shine so that you can consume. And then you offer that water back to him. He is also happy. Then he gives you. That's what Krishna wants to say. Don't think that, okay, Krishna, because Surya Bhagavan is so high, he's not dependent on me. That is why, which is what nowadays the ecologists and everybody are saying, oh, we are dependent on the smallest parasites in the world because those parasites are important for us. But Krishna has already told it here. Smallest parasite that you can even analyze or don't analyze is also somehow helping you, and that is how you also help to the higher beings and also to the lower beings. That's the whole evolution circle, that creation, that Bhagavan wants to define the laws of nature. And he says, once you align to this, the Sanatana Dharma, as we put all this Niyata Karma, is abiding to the laws of nature. Because we may not have that level of comprehension to understand the true laws of nature, by just abiding to this dharma, the laws of nature automatically brings peace unto you and to the world. That's what Krishna wanted to say. Devan bhavayatanena te bhavayantuvaha parasparam bhavayantaha shreyah paramavapsyata. There, here Shreyah is also for your normal living and also for the ultimate moksha, because your own dharma has got that effect of getting you disengaged as you are being engaged. It has got that power in it to do that one. And that's why there's an Ishtan Bhogani, because in this whole path we need that Bhogam. Bhogam means, he says, that's just the means. The consumption, because we are all consumers. In engagement, you need consumption. The consumption, whatever you want, is automatically given to you. Even when you ask or don't ask, it comes automatically to you. That's what Bhagavan. But this automatic process, what you get, because you have not asked it, and you don't give it back to that without realizing, he says you are a thief. Stera evasa. Ishtan bhogan hivo devaha dasyante yajna bhavitaha. Even yajna abhavitaha eva, that is, even if they don't take it, they give it to you. When they give rain, they don't give rain only to your house. They give it to everybody in that suburb. But if that person also gives that particular thing back to the nature in proper conduct of in alignment, then everybody is very. But if you don't do it, then you are a complete thief. That's what he wants to say. That, because you are also getting it from somebody else one. And then by that, you only have to, because those debts, same thing as what we have said about those debts do not go away. Your debt is also returned. The debt that you owe to nature is what is called papa in a way. Because you got to be born again and again, then you go into lower birth and keep doing it without doing. So, that's what this whole creation happens. So he says, so mindful of the debts that you have to have. That's why in this also we talked about that Pancha Rini. Rini also we brought it in this if you do. Yeah. Rishi Rini. First is Brahma Rini, Rishi Rini, then Bhuta Rini, Adhyatma Rini, then Bhuta Rini. We brought all of them. So this is all interacted into, that's why we do Panchayajnam. That's why we do this every day. Brahmayajnam has considered of all the of this one. So that one who can do, we must do. That's how even Sandhyavandanam is part of that whole yajnam. So Krishna, that's what he wanted to give and explain into this one. That see, whatever you consume in this whole world, say the first starting from the food, because we are all nothing but a part of food, this gross body, starting with our identity, however we are nothing but an appearance of in the form of a food. And that food originates from rain, we said basically. Though there are other Panchabhuta, we saw that in that other class, why Bhagavan wanted to really emphasize on rain, because you came through rain. You did not, our origin, the first origin, that even before the mother and father gave you birth, that origin came through rain, not through fire, not through Vayu, not through the Bhumi or anything else. Akasha. You came through that, everybody, man, women, everybody, we all came from that rain, that one droplet of rain from somewhere we carried and came through your mother and father. And so that is why Krishna says this sthula shariram, whatever it is, also really from the rain for consumption and also for its origin. And that rain, how does it come? The rain comes from the all the good austerities, yajnaha. In these good austerities and the good ones, the people who do abiding for the nature, that comes. See, very easily you can see here also. This, you people who are here in Sydney, you will see autumn has gone. With March 31st, summer has finished, autumn has gone, season change has started. In 2 days, you would not believe me. If a season is going by the clock, you can see dharma prevails here. You cannot refute it. Sakshat, Pratyaksham. Sorry, people from India, you may not understand. For us, 31st of March, the summer finishes. Officially, 1st of April, it starts. And you would not believe me, it started feeling cold. People wanted wearing jumpers. And there's a continuous rain happening. There's a wind and the cold and everything started. And it just ticks by the... If a season occurs by tick of the clock, you can see that Bhumi has got dharma. There's absolute dharma in that one. So that's why Krishna wanted to say that, and that's how this one is starting. So that austerities and everything is also written in from the Vedas. So that's what he was telling, that austerities were the laws of karma. And the laws of karma having started from that Veda, and that is just nothing but from the Brahman, that Bhagavan himself. Meaning to say here, what Krishna wanted to say that is, that Brahman, let's go a little bit more deep. Brahman is really if you think he is the cause, he is also the effect. The effect is what all you see. Annam, this rain, this austerities, everything is effect. But the cause and effect is still, he is the same. So what is happening is, he is like a Nishwa, Prakashava, that is, he is like a Nishwasaha, that is, he is the one who is breathing in and out. By that same Brahman, who is as if breathing in and out, the cause and effect is happening in this world. So we are all nothing but that same Brahman's prana. And that is what we are also. So that is why he is saying that whole Pravartitam Chakram is nothing but that Brahman, and we are not. Vedas, that is why Vedas are known as the breath of Paramatma. So that from that, and that whole epic cyclic we saw, that hub is that Paramatma and Brahman. So that's what he was saying, Evam Pravartitam Chakram. And the one who realizes this and we abide by the karma, he is the one who is so harmoniously peaceful. The one that does not, he says, Agayu Rindriya Ramaha, one who just consumes it, only this one. What he does is, he's only, he's a waste. Mogam. Mogam means he's completely a waste, because he's not, because this Narajanma, what we got is so useful to give it back, that he has wasted his birth. Indeed. You're not saying he's waste, he has wasted his birth. That's all what it is. And that, by that again, a debt. Papam is nothing but the debt. You got to pay back the debt. You just can't go without paying back the debt somewhere. Nothing is free in this world. Nothing is free. So Krishna says, and that And that, so instead of being agayuhu, so the word that Bhagavan used here, where is it? Agayur in the aya, agayuhu, the one here, this agayuhu, number 11, instead of agayuhu, we are the one who does with the dharma is a punyayuhu. So punyayuhu, that punyam also we do for yajnarthat, not for anything, and that punyayuhu gives that as a paradoxical benefit of chitta shuddhi. And that one would gives us the moksham. And then in just the 17 and 18, so this is all he finished about that karma yogi. How? Ganapati Ramji, could you please chant verse number 17 and 18? That's for the...
Okay.
Okay.
Yat atmaradirev syad amardasya manavam atman yevata sandushta tasya karyam na vidyade.
One second. In that, one second. In that, you should yastvat marati reva syat. Syat should come to the first padam. So you should say yastvat marati reva syat. Then atma trup that. Okay. Go ahead. Chant again.
Atmaradirev syad amardasya manava.
Atma truptasya manava.
Atmatriptasya manava. Thank you. Atman yevata sandushta tasya karyam na vidyade naiva tasya kriter nartha na krite neha kashtana na cha asya sarva bodeshu kaschid artha vyabhashrayah.
Thank you, sir. Very good. Thank you. So, in this Jnana Yogi, as I said, Krishna only very briefly says, look, this person, Jnana Yogi, from the Sankhya, what he has got is, he has already relinquished because, and he's got the conviction, as I said, and that he has got that adhikaritvam, which has been properly given to him by another person. Okay, nobody can take sannyasam on his own. There is no self-sannyasam. When I say self means by yourself. I cannot just take a saffron robe or in our thing. Even in Buddhism and everywhere, even Jainism, you approach a guru and that person determines that you are qualified to really relinquish this particular one. Okay, and that person who has given up this complete actions as well, because he is not interested in the domestic life of engagement in this world, of anything, accumulation of wealth and progeny and everything. That person, in a way, is a Purnatma from that level of material world to start with. So he is certainly in his one, he does not desire or crave for anything that others will crave, for any house or wherever he is. So as such, from a starting level itself, he is a Purnatma. But he is going for a Sampurnatma with Atmajnana. Atma Purnatva. So that's why Krishna wanted to say, look, as far as this fellow is concerned, Atma Truptasya Evasam. He is a Atma Trupti. From the starting point itself, he is there like that, and he does not expect anything from others, and others do not expect anything from this. There is no loss or gain by this person going into this stage of Sankhya Yogi as a Jnana Yogi. And that is why Krishna says, this Jnana Yogi, having gone into this Nivritti Marga, as such becomes completely, what can I say, attains moksha in this very birth. Because that is why sannyasis, they all attain moksha in this very janma, in the very birth. That is a greatness for them from the start itself. And then they become a Jivan Mukta. But that particular thing, who to determine is his own guru, not that everybody by himself. That's what Krishna wanted to, did not detail much in this. And that's why he says, look, as such, he's relinquishing the duty. Nobody is going to have any loss or gain, and that he did not have to have any wealth that he should leave it to other children or to anybody in the society. The society and he are totally separate. He's away from the society. So leave him aside. Krishna wants to say, this is not for you. Okay. Now, from 19, I said, to 35, completely is Adhyatma Chetasa. Again, Krishna want to focus Arjuna back into the Karma Yoga. And he wants him to do, so you want him to do in a kind of a unaffected manner in this engagement process. That's the technique he is trying to tell him in this Adhyatma Chetasa. Who is, sorry, Who is there? Subramaniam ji, you want to chant about 5 of them?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Right from this whole page you can do 19 to.
तस्मादसक्तः सततं कार्यं कर्म समाचर असक्तो ह्याचरन् कर्म परमाप्नोति पुरुषः कर्मणैव हि संसिद्धा मास्तिथा जनकादयः लोकसङ्ग्रहमेवापि सम्पश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि यद्यदाचरति श्रेष्ठस्तद्देवेतरो जनः स यत् प्रमाणं कुरुते लोकस्तदनुवर्तते
Very good.
न मे पार्थस्थित कर्तव्यं त्रिषु लोकेषु किंचन नानवाप्तमवाप्तव्यं वर्त एव च कर्मणि यदि ह्यह्यं न वर्तेयं जातु कर्मण्यतन्द्रितः मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः उत्सीदेयुरिमे लोका न कुर्यां कर्म चेदहं शङ्करस्य च कर्ता
Kartasyam. Sankarasya cha kartasyam. Upahanyamima.
प्रजाः सक्ता कर्म.
Okay, that's enough. That's fine. So, Jayashree ji, you want to continue and finish up to the third one, if you don't mind?
Sorry, I'm not confident reading on my own. I can only follow.
Ah, is it? I thought you can certainly do it. Try. You'll be able to do it, Jayashree ji. I'm sure you can.
No.
I have confidence in you. Try.
Sakta karmanya vidvamso yadha kurvanti bharata kuryad vidvamstha saktah chikirsur sangraham na buddhibhedam janayenta
Ajnanam
karma sanghinam joshayet sarva karmani vidvan yuktah samacharan
prakrite
kriyamanani
gunai
karmani sarvasah aham karva vimudatma kartahamiti manyate tattva mahabaho gunakarma vibhagayoh gunaguneshu vartana iti matva na sajjate prakrite gunasammuddha sajjante gunakarmasu Tana kritsna vido mandan kritsna vinna vichalyayet mai sarvani karma sanyasya machaitasaha nirasi nirmamo bhutva yutyasva vigata jarjvaraha.
Okay, so Subramaniam ji, you can continue next from there. Subramaniam ji?
Yeah.
Ye me matamitam nityam.
Ye me matamidam nityam अनुतिष्ठन्ति मानवाः श्रद्धान्तो
न सूयन्तः
मुच्यन्ते तेऽपि कर्मभिः ये त्वेदभ्या.
You try. I want you to try properly. This one. It's a difficult one. Tongue twister.
ये त्वेदभ्योऽसु यन्तो अनुतिष्ठन्ति मे मतं सर्वज्ञानविमूढांस्तान् विद्धि नष्टान चेतसः. सदृशं चेष्टते
Swasyaha.
स्वस्याः प्रकृतेर्ज्ञानवानपि प्रकृतिं यान्ति भूतानि निग्रहः किं करिष्यति
Indriya.
इन्द्रियस्येन्द्रिया इन्द्रियस्येन्द्रियस्यार्थे रागद्वेषो व्यवस्थितौ
Yeshau.
तय- तयो तयोर् तयोर्न
Napasamagachet.
वशमागच्छेत्
Tau yasya.
त्यौह्यस्य
Paripantino.
परिपन्थिनौ
Cheyan.
श्रेयान्
Pradharmo viguna.
स्वधर्मो विगुणः पर परघ
Paradharma.
कर्मा
Sanushtitat.
सुनिश्चितात्
Swadharme.
धर्मे निधनं श्रेयः परघर्मो भयावहः.
Dharma. Okay, fine. Thank you. So, from this verse number 19, what Krishna is saying is, we said it's a Adhyatma Chetasa Karma Yoga. So, Lord Krishna wants to first tell him that, look, again he's coming to Swadharma in this chapter, he'll have a Swadharma again. He's saying, look, Arjuna, me, you, we are all Kshatriya. Though being Kshatriya, that we are more in this engagement process of Karma Yoga, that we are qualified to, we certainly can attain moksha and be jnani, even though being engaged. And that example, he wants to first take Janaka and Ashwapati. Ashwapati, I told, is Kaikeyi's father. He was a Kekeya kingdom king. He was also like Janaka. And they both were, though rulers, completely unattached. They were living like sannyasis, but they were also great jnanis. So he said, look, and they attained moksha. So he is setting them some practical example that they performed like this, Arjuna, they ruled, and that whatever it is. And also he says, look, that prarabdha karma, whatever this, and that's what he's going to bring, this whole verse, you will see a lot of those things coming. Saddasam chestate swasyaha, prakrite jnanavapi. Everything is just nothing but a prarabdha karma. So I'm just trying to be hitting to go into the meaning so you get the whole essence, you know. The main thing to attain this whole thing, what he's trying to say is, look, this environment or these conditions in which we born is absolutely is not an obstacle. None of this is obstacle. Whether it is, you know, that what is also dispelling one of the main doubts is when people are saying, you know, oh, today all this varnashrama was there before, it was conducive, today it is not there, it is all going to go, what's going to come? Nothing. This is not going to matter at all for karma yogi. Whether anything remains or not, if the karma yoga will go as per the environment properly. There is no problem at all in that. That you should blame the environment or the nature or the country you are born in, the country that I've come into, or the nature of job I'm doing to. Nothing is a pratibandham. Many to say these two words immediately, very quickly grasp it, very important. Prarabdham is never a pratibandham. Prarabdham, everybody has got. Prarabdham means even Jivan Mukta has got a prarabdham, means he is there. If a man is living, breathing, he's got prarabdham. Anybody, realized, not realized, yogi, sannyasi, karma yogi in the starting stage. But that means this is an environmental conditioning factor. It conditions everybody in this world. COVID came, it conditioned everybody. It even affected Swami Omkarananda Swami, who was completely a Jivan Mukta. No doubt. It did not, COVID did not say, because you are a Jivan Mukta, I'm not going to come and attack that virus. So this is prarabdham. But do we make it a pratibandham? Pratibandham means really like this fate. So the pratibandham means it's becoming an obstacle. So this whole Adhyatma Chetasa is for us to take it that my prarabdham need not be pratibandham for attaining moksha. It should never, that's what is dispelling all the doubts through this, all of them. And what he is saying also in the Loka Sangraham is that, see, even for that great jnani, for that who has attained the Loka Sangraham, he is going as per the prarabdham that he has gone, and he is setting an example so that everybody can go in this harmonious cycle of going along with the flow. Nobody is going against the flow. Okay, so that is one of the main messages in this. And while doing it, that's what he says. As far as the karma yogi was an evolved karma, because he took up Janaka and Ashwapati, who have attained jnana. So he said, look, even they did by the same karma yoga, and even after they having got the mukti, you know what they were doing, the same karma yoga, because the loka sangraham, because they were, by them, the whole world was benefiting. They also, in the sense, they have already benefited, but they were the cause for beneficial of the rest of the community. And so Krishna says, look, and those people, yatyata charati sreshtaha, those people who have attained, the whole people follows. And he says, look at me, himself, name partasti kartavyam. I am a kshatriya too, like you. Have I dropped my, so he could have said, look, I'm completely not going to fight. I could completely be away. And I'm just going to remain, and people, I'm going to be there next to, or Vyasa. Vyasa did not fight, right? So he can be said, look, and he's more than Vyasa. He could say, look, me and Vyasa, we are going to be there away. We're not going to be involved. You guys have done what I have to do. My blessings to all of you. I'm not going to be involved. No, he says, no, I'm a Kshatriya, I'm going to be there. Whereas Vyasa was a Rishi. And no, both are same really, Vyasa and Krishna. So Krishna said, no, see, I'm still a charioteer for you. Because this is how the whole thing has turned, because he is playing the game himself. So he said, but still I've got the wit. I'm a charioteer. As a Kshatriya, I'm doing a duty, and also I'm teaching you. So he says, and he says what, Arjuna? For me, even in this role of avatara, if I have to not perform this particular role as a Kshatriya, I would be cause of the whole, for the loka kshayam, for all the vinasham of this loka. So you see how I am also doing in this one. I'm setting an example right before your eyes. Why Janaka and Ashwapati? That's what he's saying. And he says, while we are doing this one, Sakta Karmanya, as how these people are attached and doing, I would also be looking as if I'm attached to, you know, looking at the horse, mending the horse, giving them, and you know, I'm so wanting to make sure everything, like a true charioteer, as if I'm attached, but I'm totally not attached. Similarly, what the people in the jnani also will be. But as far as being saying outside, you would say, no, he's also wanting perfection on. No, he's doing it, but he's completely unattached because he's setting the example. So from externally, you cannot make any difference from the person who is a karma yogi, jnana karma yogi, jnani karma yogi, or karma yogi who is in the middle stage. So they are all the same. That's what Krishna wanted to say. And why they cannot be, why they are gone into this prarabdham? Because it's a prakriti. It's a prakriti. And the prakriti is engaging everybody into this triguna maya. The triguna maya, sattva, rajas, tamas, they are all bound by that. Bound means they are not out, they are out of the clutches, the jnanis. But they are engaged in this maya. But they know how to handle the maya. That's why guna gunesh vartante iti, they don't get into, because matter interacts with matter, it doesn't matter for me. And so they stand apart from that. And they are always, even for a karma yogi, you win the sattva with the rajas, and the rajas with the sattva, and then you are there in your shraddha with always the sattvika guna. With the sattvika guna, that's why it says guna karma vibhagayoho, is as being a sattvika guna always, you have the sattvika karma. From the sattvika karma, it again fosters the sattvika guna, and then you completely attain the karma yogi, chitta shuddhi, and then moksha. So that's what Krishna wanted to say in all those particular prakriti guna sammuda. Ahankara vimudatma thinks that though the prakriti is making him to act, he thinks the Shakti that is impelling is actually, I am the one who is dealing, but it is not your Shakti. You have got no Shakti as an individual. It is all with this Maya Shakti, where the whole world is functioning. And in the Maya Shakti, you only go with the Sattvika Guna and the Sattvika Karma. That's what Krishna wanted to say as a Tattvavit. Tattvavittu Mahabhavo. The Tattvavit knows that he engages only. Tattvavit is both the Tattvavit who is in the initial stages, who goes to Sattvic Guna, and the Tattvavit who is a Jnani, he is away from all, because he is a Gunatita. He's a Gunatita. He is not bound by any of the Gunas. Okay, so that's what Krishna wanted to say. And then he straight away wanted to go into this verse number 30. And that's why he said, Krute guna sammudaha sajjante guna karmasu. And that even for a person who is completely the loka sangraha jnani, he may look at somebody who is been bound by that he is doing again. Don't disturb him because he's at least doing the dharma, something in that one. Don't, because you're going to disturb the nature and what he's doing. If he comes and asks, give him something to advise. Otherwise, let him do it. Don't go and unnecessarily the person who is doing engage in that dharma for the parartham. That's what. Meaning to say, a person is doing sakama karma yoga. That nishkama karma yogi, don't go and disturb that sakama karma yogi, because he will come out of it after some time. There is something, some pratibandham that has to be nivritti. You cannot do that nivritti of that pratibandham. Understand what I'm meaning, all this particular language, because there's not much English word that which can take it directly with pratibandham, prarabdham, everything. So Krishna says, this mayi sarvani karmani sanyasyatma. That is the very thing. And in this, when he says, 4 important things he's saying as a karma yogi. Number 1 is adhyatma chetasa. And number 2 is nirashihi. And then third one is vikata jvaraha and nirmamaha. Or first is adhyatma chetasa, nirashihi, nirmamaha, vikata jvaraha. So these 4 ones. So he says, while doing the action as a karma yogi, keep these 4 important principles in mind. And everything is doing, these principles, while you are obeying it, think about me that you are completely submitting, surrendering these actions and fruits into me, Krishna, Vasudeva. So when he is doing this submitting, as I said before, when you are submitting, giving up the fruits and action, you certainly does not mean that you are not going to get any fruits. Only thing, the way that you want to consume fruits, the way you want to put a shape on the fruit, that leave it to Krishna, he's saying. Because paradoxically, these ones will come to you in infinite method, that measured, that you cannot even measure. That is a chitta shuddhi, because these are adrishtam. Because the phalam was of 2 kinds, drishtam and adrishtam. And how to get you, and for a karma yogi, most of the phalam is adrishtam. Because for a sakama karma yogi, most of the fruits are drishtam, meaning to say he wants it in this karma, in this janma. He sometimes does it for adrishtam, for next janma, that I want to go to the paraloka, that people have said so in next janma I'll be more happy. That's all adrishtam. He's doing it. But still, after having seen this karma, he says next karma also I want the same enjoyment. Right? Or similar to this. But a karma yogi does not even know those things. All he knows is internal peace and tranquility, that I do not want to get into this clutches of this particular dukkha, shoka, and the repeated births. I do not want. I've had enough. This is not what I want. I am beyond that the peace and Atman, that is what is my jnanam, that is all I want. That is one chitta shuddhi. That's what Krishna wants him to say about that. It comes in infinite form. And that when he says, so adhyatma chetasa, that is a starting point. Because he has got adhyatma jnanam, atma jnanam, that is why he has gone into that adhyatma chetasa, because he knows all these ones, whatever he has come as a jivatma, it is all for that atma jnanam. So that is well confined into that atma jnanam. Without having that, see, I don't want to go too much into that vicharana, that viveka buddhi, this will not even come. So that is a basic foundation. And with that, then he automatically does not have a nirashihi, that desire for the external world or anything that he wants to consume. And that once he does not have a desire, why will we want to have any possession of nirmama? Meaning to say, mama in these fruits or in the actions, because that's again, I have submitted to Lord Krishna. What is for me to say, this is my action? It is he who is going to take it. If it happens, if it does not happen, how it happen, how should it not happen? It is up to him. So nirmama and vigata jvaraha, with no tension. Jvara is like, one who is having a tension, cool.
Anxiety.
Yeah, cool. So he's a cool karma yogi. Cool. Yeah, so he's a cool karma yogi, that everything is given to Krishna. Krishna has given you the goggle, so you become a cool karma yogi with that emoji, you know. So that how this karma yogi, and Krishna says this kind of a thing. And so he says, Yeme matamitam sarvam, that, and he also gives this one because he has got a shraddha belief. As I said, you know, the person does not want to start the karma yoga because of disbelief that, you know, oh, what will happen to my fruits if I do all these things? This is going to become too much of a loss for me. He's saying, give everything. What if I don't have? Maybe I should have little bit. So that kind of a thing which comes here, what it means is not money or anything. He's just only asking you a mental surrender. Krishna doesn't want us to write everything, all the will to Lord Krishna somewhere like that. He is asking you the mental surrender and completely given up to him. And that is why he says, the one that who is called Asuya. The Asuya is that particular cavil, or that particular, disbelief, or that particular not having that Shraddha, Ashraddha. So that's what he wants to tell him, that he is a Sarvajnana Vimudamstan, that he is neither going to benefit anything in this Jarma from others or for him, and he is only wasted his birth in this particular one. And that is why he says, Sadrisam Chetate Swasya Prakriti Jnana Varnavi. That sloka you have to understand again as from the Prarabdham. That Prarabdham is there for everybody, irrespective of, which I already covered in the first portion, that irrespective of a Jnani or Ajnani, whether you are here or there, for everybody Prarabdham applies. And only thing is, and that is all because of the Prakriti. So what are you to negate the Prarabdham? And they just abide by the Prarabdham. But having said that, Krishna wants to say, look, the Prarabdham is not a excuse for you not to dispel the Pratibandham, because you have not, you have taken the Prarabdham as your Pratibandham. You have done some previous karmas with attachment, and that it has come to you today to challenge it. He says, challenge it. Because at the Indriya Sendriya Sarte, Raga Dvesha, that is coming today as a Pratibandham to Raga and Dvesha. So this desire and hatred is coming like a resultant fruit from the previous janmas, or so many times that we have all done something. So Krishna says, handle them. And he gave a beautiful example of that particular chariot from Kathopanishad, where it says about, the Jivatma who is facing this Pratibandham or the Prarabdham with the Pratibandham, he is like the one who is sitting in the chariot, owner of the chariot. Then there's a charioteer who is sitting in front. He's a driver, basically. Yeah, he's a driver. He's the Buddhi. So the charioteer is the Buddhi, and then the Manas is that, the ropes by which you have tied the horse. So that's the ropes which have tied to the horse. And the horses are your, all the 10 Indriyam, everything. Yeah. So the rope is the Manas. Rope is the Manas. So he says, so the Manas has to be, you can't give it too much slack and you can't hold it too tight. If you have it too tight, horses will stop. If you leave it too loose, horses will go wherever you want. So you got to maintain the right slackness, a slight grip, so that they know which direction to go. So that's why mind is like that. Mind is like a vayu, that's what we're saying. So and then this Indriya, and in the road and the chariot that you want to go in the Jnana Yoga Marga, the ones that are outside the road and then the path that we go, those are the marketing advertisement board, which can pull the horse or you or the charioteer, anybody, any one of them, any one of them. But the Jivatma, if he has given the right command to the Buddhi, saying that, look, this is the path I want to go, you cannot get distracted, they will go tirelessly with the proper action. That is what Krishna wanted to say. Have this chain of command through this particular one and never get deviated, because this is the way the whole process of your Indriya Sarte are being functional in this world. And then he said again, Shreyan Swadharmo Vigunaha, which is very, very important, that he says, look, the Swadharma, what you are born, is the most conducive path for you to attain Shreyas. We need to say this environmental, the way you are born to the parents, the location that you moved somewhere from A to B, or again B to C, or whatever you do in this whole, or the job you have taken, whether whatever type of job you have got, everything is with some purpose, and abide and go synchronously with it. Okay, and in all of them, whatever these environmental be, you say your swadharma is the most important thing. Whatever that your parents have told you, whatever the teachings that you get from the Guru and Shastra, that is swadharma. In that Vishwasam, in that is what we get the most of the benefit in this Karma Yoga. That's what Krishna wanted to say. For Karma Yoga, the most important thing is Swadharma, and that Swadharma, though it may look to be as if for somebody else that is more apt, that you can change the environment or something, that will become too dangerous for you. Bhaya. Do not do any other means of other things, and that for you, whatever it is, Shreyas, do that one, and that is what is most beneficial for you for the quick attainment of moksha in this janma. And so Arjuna again, so the next one, sorry, Damayanti ji, are you there? You want to chant? Okay, you can chant from 36 to finish.
Shall I do?
Okay, do. Okay.
Okay. Arjuna uvacha atha kena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha anichannapi vashneya baladiva niyojitaha. Shri Bhagavan uvacha kamayesha krodayesha rajo guna samudbhavaha mahashano mahapapma viddhaye
No, vidyena.
vidyena miha vairinam.
Finish it.
Dhumena vriyate vannihi yatha darsho malena cha yatholbhena vrito garbha tatha tenedamavritam avritam jnanametena jnanino nityavairina kamarupena kaunteya dushpurena nalena cha indriyani mano buddhihi indriyani mano buddhihi asyadishthanamuchyate etairvimohayatyesha jnanama etairvimohayatyeshah jnanamavritya dehinam tasmat tvamindriyanyadau niyamya bharatarshabha papmanam prajahihyenam jnana vijnana nashanam indriyani paranyahuhu indriyebhyah param manah manasastu para buddhihi yo buddhe paratastu saha.
Last one. Evam
buddhe param buddhva samstabhyatmanamaatmana jahi shatrum mahabaho kamarupam durasadam.
Okay.
Mudichirnuma?
Yeah, we'll change it together. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, ma. So, this portion 36 to 43, the final 8 verses, we said is a kama krodau jitopaya. So, Krishna wanted to say, look, with this prarabdham, the pratibandham, whatever we saw that, the pratibandham is really the kama and krodha. That is what it is. We saw, right? The prarabdham, these are two new terms. I've brought it to you in this summary class so that it makes more sense in assimilating the essence. Okay. So the pratibandham, what it has come out of this asif from the prarabdham is truly not actually the kama krodha as well, because it's Maya Shakti. And that Krishna, this is where our you imagine sometimes, we get some unpleasant situation, we try to do best, but we are not able to get it, even our own anything, then we say, oh, it is my prarabdha. or it is actually a pratibandham. But so there are, and then what we think is, oh, my fate has somehow made me like this.
Sorry, can I?
Yeah.
Prarabdham comes because of the previous.
No, accumulated all. Yeah.
Accumulated. Yeah. Pratibandham is what we are experiencing. It is happening to the individual. That is, because when you are executing the Prarabdham, if you can take the pure dharma path and then go towards the sadhana system and then follow, then try to go for moksha and all that, then can you actually try to even minimize the effect of the pratibandham? Pratibandham is unavoidable, but you can.
Yes.
Yeah, it's possible, right?
Yeah. That is what Krishna wanted to get into this sadhana chatushtayam through this one. You are very right, sir. Exactly right. No, correct. You very rightly said. But from a very understanding lower level, Krishna wanted, because he didn't bring sadhana chatushtayam here that much, like titiksha and everything here. What he's really trying to say it in a very because also the sadhana chatushtayam, they didn't bring about rajogunam, sattvagunam and everything. Okay, see, that is one beauty of Gita as well from other scriptures. He's brought it into a very practical way of application through the guna. It's a beautiful way of handling. You wouldn't actually, I do not know much, even Upanishads which have gone so much into this guna aspect as this one has come. Yeah, very, very, that's a very speciality of Gita.
Guna, one full chapter.
Yeah. So many big scholars, that's why they take Gita is into such a good portion of that analysis through guna. And all these ones is Krishna wanted to bring forth into us to say that, look, the guna, which is of all the three, the sattva, rajas, tamas, the most pratibandham one is the rajoguna. Both, all of them are. But he says he is coming from an effect into the cause. The effectual of this pratibandham is this kama and krodha. That's what he says. Indriyas arte raga dvesha vivartido. The raga and dvesha, which is the effect of the anger and the desire, which is what we are experiencing, which we want to get away, their cause is rajoguna. That's what he's saying. The effect, none of us especially, and again, we must understand this desire and anger, only the person who has really got that adhyatma chetasa will really not want it. That's the connection between adhyatma chetas. If that person does not have, he would say, look, I have no problem. I need my desire. I don't mind, because with that is I'm really happy. I'm really happy desiring for more and more, because I'm getting more and more. So why do you want me to stop having more and more? I put $1 million, I got $10 million. I put $10 million, I got $1 million. And I'm enjoying more. I'm having a charter flight on my board. You can just imagine. And he says, look, I know I've got potential to earn more. Why should I not? So he has got a lot of that desire multiplied. And he said, so if for that person, all these things will never ever even occur. So only for the person who has got that conviction that, look, this desire and anger, which are both like brothers and sisters, both brothers, is really that I do not want, is only when he got that adhyatma chetas and he knows I'm so disturbed. I know I'm causing unnecessary harm with this anger. Something, what happened? It's not in control. But I want to be in control. I want to be the boss of myself. I don't want my external articles, whatever I possess to be my house or my anything that possession to be my boss, but myself to be the boss. That person is adhyatma chetas. That person is only Krishna saying that. And unless he comes into that to understand that where is the cause, then only he will ask for the cause. That is why Arjuna is asking. Kena prayuktena. Why, what impelled that we are all doing this? He said that impelling in that nature, that one that you see in that as the pratibandham, is that prarabdham, which is coming through the nature, because nature is prarabdham. That is, maya is prarabdham. So the Jivan Mukta also, up to the last minute, is there. He's in the maya, but then he's won over it. That's no problem. But that pratibandham, as I said, that has come in the rupam of rajoguna. In the rajoguna, because he has fostered the rajoguna before, the rajoguna is coming back again. So Krishna says that is why these rajoguna are mahashanaha they devour. They would probably consume you and consume everything else that what you have. It is like that big Rakshas that is sitting in you, and that he will make you more papa so that he can consume you and finish you up to the end. And that he says, and Nitya Vairinam, enemy. But that is what he's saying. The person who has not even recognized this as an enemy, has taken this as his friend, what can any teachings go? He cannot even come into the teaching. You understand? If he thinks he's my friend, this Rajoguna, because that's how he's helping me get more and more benefit. If I don't have, I won't enjoy the life, because for my enjoyment of life, I need the Rajoguna. For him, these teachings will never ever go. Yeah, so for them, this teaching will not even go. Though this is only for that person who has done it, and for him or her. So Krishna said, look, this is like, sorry, it's going a little bit over because we need to finish the essence of the summary chapter. So please excuse another 10 minutes, we will finish it, probably not more than 10 minutes. So he says, look, this particular Rajogunam, now that we have known, I want to know the cause, Krishna said, and Krishna is giving you more indication as to how to identify this Rajoguna through 3 important examples. As he said, the smoke in the fire, which is like the Vikshepa Shakti, which I said, that is a distracting of nature, and that is always there with the fire. And that is what is this particular Rajoguna, which is also like a nature of fire. And then the like a dirt on the mirror. And the dirt on the mirror is basically you have to take it in 2 directions. That which is obscuring the proper vision internally and externally. See, for example, let's take this. We have seen a very nice thing on, let's say, I don't know, a nice TV or something, that you go to a big shopping center. Let's say you got into a shopping center, beautiful shopping center. I don't know, they call it in, say, Dubai and all this, but whatever it is, a big shopping center. You see a lot of gold and, attractive stuff, branded stuff, this and that, branded shirts and everything. Say, you look at that one, that object is there. A person for whom has got no attachment, they would just walk away. They say, yes, all glitters. The gold is glittery. That's the nature of the gold glitter. It doesn't glitter for me inside. That person, there is no dirt. But for a person who is so attracted, wow, this is the design of jewel I've been asking for so long. That I want this particular one, or this is the brand one in this I was wanting with this strap and this hook and all those things people say. I don't know, I just don't know. And, really, you got to go into these highly branded shops, when I went to France, I saw their showroom they will have only 7 things, Like, you go to other big shopping malls, you have stuffed with a lot of stuff. Here, there'll be in the big rack, there'll be only 7 handbags, or 7 wallet or something. That's all will be there. But there's a big queue outside the store. You have to have an appointment. Otherwise he won't let you in. He won't let you in. And each one of them, say for example, one handbag you want to go starts at $3,000 to $15,000. It's a big queue for them. I was stunned. Why are these people? So, but for them, they are somehow attracted to that, coming out of it. So for them, that malam, that dirt in that one is already seen. You see, the value, the possessing thing. For a person who has not seen this, they are just, I don't care.
Also, the intensity of marketing and brainwashing
in
today's world is so strong. Not only in just material things, even like things like, even to the extent of AI and things like
They promulgate. They put the malam into that mirror very easily. And another is the mirror inside, which reflects your Atma Jnana. Okay, so that is the inside malam. One is the outside malam, which you see that, and another one is the inside malam, and both of them are not allowing us to get out of this. That's what Krishna wanted to say about that. And then the third one, he says, is a time factor, which is because of the prarabdha, really, which will take its own time. That's what he wanted to say in these 3 ones. And that is how this is avritam. Your true knowledge That Tena idam avartam, very important. Tena means by this Rajoguna Samudbhava Ragadveshau or Radhavishayoho. Okay. And the other one is the idam Jnanam avartam, that Atma Jnanam avartam. And that he says, for Jnani, this particular ones, they know that is the real rascals, and they would totally walk, not even engaging with them. Because the minute you chase the rascal will chase you twice back. So they don't want to really shun away or anything. They know, okay, this is not for me. This is okay. Let it be for somebody else. I'm just going to walk. So they go. So that is a Jnani. For Jnanina, Nishta Vairina, because they know they are total enemies, they are not even going to go even argue with them, or why you don't, no, they don't even fight it. They just leave it aside. That's what he said. And where is this enemy? For some, because we all may have this enemy. We are not still that Jnani, that we have really recognized this Raga Dvesha and come out. Where they are sitting, Krishna says, look, to fight an enemy, first you know his location. Only that you can attack him or get rid of him. Because he is sitting somewhere inside me, impelling me this raga and dvesha. So he says, look, they are not sitting anywhere. They are just sitting in your indriyani manobuddhi, in your sense organs of all the actions and the jnana, and also in your mind, and also in the buddhi. And he says, and they are the one which is now the biggest vairi. And he says, look, for this one, if you think that by feeding him, I can quench him, they are never. So never feed him one thought. That's what Krishna wanted to say. Even one thought, even one aspect of it, one click, that, yeah, okay, 80% bonus, 80% off, 90% off. Wow, $15,000 handbag today, $150. Wow, Christian Dior, my God, how nice it will be. And that's it, gone. One click and then you are gone from there. Okay, so I can only see from what I see from people. So.
And also, whether sometimes some of the teachings, like I don't know if it is Osho or
okay,
who says that you, by just experiencing everything, will be able to quench it.
No,
That is
never going to
really a
happen.
fire.
Never going to happen. By experiencing, you're never going to quench it. That's 100%. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Ji. Thank you, Maithili Ji. You're never ever by experiencing it going to quench it. Absolutely right. Never. And some people bring all those things, like, even Vivekananda, one book, he said, oh, if you're not experienced this one, go and experience, then you will read. No, that is not what here is saying. He might have said in a different context. We shouldn't bring those things from out of context. Krishna wants to very clearly say, by experiencing it, you are never going to ever quench it. By experiencing it, it is only going to go more. Because sometimes we have it, oh, I will see how bad it is, then I won't do it. No. Even one bit that we go and try to experience will only sow the seed at some time that it will take shape, that you don't even realize it will be after very many janma that it could come. So that's what Krishna wanted to say. Papmanam prajayanam jnana vijnanam. And then he gave the chain of commands in this Indriyani Paranyahu. And that again, you can go back to the chariot. He said, look how the if a chariot is your Indriyani, okay, they are greater than the Indriya Arthaha, that which is in the road, because if this horse is not going to look, these are nothing, they are not going to have. That is how your sense organs are. And that the sense, who is holding the sense organ? The mind. That is, who is holding the horse? The rope. They are in the control of the rope. So the mind. And the mind is, who is in that control? Buddhi, who is the charioteer. And that, who is the owner of the chariot? Jivatma. If the Jivatma gives correct direction to the charioteer, saying that, no, I don't want to see this next nice lake or anything you want to see, the charioteer will ask you, always the Buddhi, boss, you've been wanting to see this showroom a long time. Is there next door? They are open. Do you want to just go have a peep? No, go straight. So that's what the Jivatma says. That is a charioteer. And then the Buddhi says, okay, fine. If you are sure, then Buddhi listens to you. And Buddhi also gives you back. He is also like the natural intelligence. When the Jivatma does not want, he was not even going to ask. He's going to drive. So Buddhi is like that. So that comes to Jnanam. So that's why Krishna wanted to say, Eve Buddham Buddhe Param Buddhva, that even on top of the Buddhi is that Jivatma, who is getting all the Jnanam through this particular Gita Shastram. He says, Samsatya, Samstabhya. Samstabhya means not to quench it. He says, repel this. do not even have to have any start. Adhyatma samstabhyam atmana atmanam atmana. Atmanam means, I told you, the Atmanam is all the buddhi, mind, and the indriyas by the Atmana, by the jnana adhyatma chetasa. Adhyatma chetasa. And also when that adhyatma chetasa is in the Mai Sarvani in Krishna, Krishna is going to automatically take you into that, because you have even submitted this to Krishna. That is also one very easy way of taking this particular verse. And then Jahishatrum Mahabaho Kama Rupam Durasadam. This one can be very easily be won over by that particular refuge in Lord Krishna, and also with the jnanam that it is completely taking us through, because jnana and bhakti goes hand in hand. Jnanam, bhakti vina jnanam, jnana vina bhakti do not work in this one. So that's what Krishna again wanted to say. And then, so completing the karma yogis particular one, again what Krishna wanted to say is, by giving up the fruit of this his action, you does not lose anything. That's the main thing. You don't lose anything. In fact, you gain in paradoxically infinite amount of the Chitta Shuddhi. That Chitta Shuddhi that you do with all of them, if you even realize once that peace and tranquility by not getting attracted to these and by going after that, that gives you the seed of multiple times for this Kama and Krodha or all of them to automatically go away. And that one comes through Swadharma Anushtanam and the Karma Yoga. That's all Bhagavan wanted to say in this one. So the Karma Yoga, third presumption. Om Tat Sat iti Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Sambhade Karma Yogo Nama Tritiyo Dhyayah Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Tat Sat. Om Gita Mahatmyam Dharo Vacha Bhagavan Parameshana Bhaktirabhya Vicharini Prarabdham Bhujyamanohi Katam Bhavati He Prabho. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Prarabdham Bhujyamanasya Bhujyamanohi Gita Abhyasarata Sadha Samukta Sasuki Loke Karmananopalipyate Mahapapadi Papani Gita Dhyanam Karoti Chet Kvachit Sparsham Na Kurvanti Nalini Daram Ambhuvate Gitaya Pustakam Yatra Pata Pravartate